Oh, greetings. Just waiting for YouTube to come to life. This is whoops. Okay, shut that down. Okay, this is the chat portion of the webinar. So, yeah, I forgot. 1 second, I forgot about this. One second. Oh, I forgot about this. Before we begin, for those that are new to all this, wondering what this is, IamTower.com, what we are doing right now is the webinars portion. Always, this is the chat portion of the webinar, but this is how you join, and usually you'll get an email of how to join, and if not, just message me. We also have private sessions. This week is sort of open here and there. I'm not sure about Thursday right now because of work, but this is ways you can see my openings. There's gift cards. There's easy purchase. The webinar is done from Hangout, Skype, Zoom, and by phone. And you connect to any being that you wish for higher self or whatever it might be. Also, you submit a question. I'm not going to go into all of this, but anyway, this is to start. This is most like, instead of, the button says, anyway, submit a question, but basically this is Ancestral services for healings and message from Yeshua, past life regression. Also have Spirit Social. Submit a question, healing, past life regression. Oh, same stuff, basically. Also have spiritual connections, one question from a day, chakra healing from a day, soul pain from Stephanie, and Angelic Reiki from Miguel. So this is how you keep the broadcast going, connections. There's also donations and contact. I'll get back to who I can. So not sure what this button does. Okay, good. All right. Okay, without further ado, here we go for the chat portion. All right, so things have moved around a little bit, it seems. Okay. Question from Zenu Key. Many people don't wish their partner to cheat on them, but they are completely okay with cheating on other partner. How do we resolve this dilemma of double standard? All right, I have to reread this again. How many people don't wish their partners to cheat on them, but they're... Yeah, it's weird. What happens... Well, I'm not sure if it's a dilemma, because it does seem like when people see somebody else going through it, they see that maybe it is a good idea. Not necessarily for it cheating, but, maybe that the person that they're with is not exactly the best person for them. It usually ends up in a breakup, not always, but I don't know. I don't know if you call it a dilemma. It is part of, our world calls it cheating. Other realities don't call it cheating at all. If it's just showing affection for each other. We're the only ones that put a kind of a, in other alien realities, people are with their, some are with one person, some are with many people. So we're the ones that put restrictions around relationships. But of course, you can always be in a relationship that isn't involved with 20 other people, but, we make it a little harder for people to be with other people. So basically, it's become, how you clear out the dilemma is not to put anyone in a box in the relationship, is I'm going to say an open relationship. Those are not easy, obviously, but doesn't mean, if you don't want an open relationship, but it's all in the individual, of course, but there's always going to be people that want to be with others, even if they are in a relationship. But as for I believe it's just mostly an understanding of the person you're with. Do you truly know the person that you're with? Probably not. Not if they're doing stuff behind your back, no. So it'd be good, honesty, basically. It'd be good to just have honesty. Basically, what are your fantasies, desires, and yeah, this fantasy would be with someone else. Why don't you tell your partner that? And that way, you know, if maybe this is not a good relationship for each other. You know, that's basically it. Honesty, basically. I imagine that will solve the, well, at least part of it. So more honesty in a relationship would definitely fix a lot of that. So make sure. Okay, just make sure I'm on. Okay, whoops. Okay, question 2. We were told to accept ourselves, but shouldn't we reject our negative aspects? If we don't just judge our negative aspect, what motivates us to change for the better? I mean, I think it's good to just be open to all aspects of yourself. Reject negative meaning as for negative acts, but you know, it's that requires a healing. Um, but basically, it's not to. I wouldn't judge anything. I mean, negative. We look at negativity in a way of it's another perspective, basically. So we're not quite there to see it that way. Um, of course, there's a lot of anger that comes with it, and that doesn't always have to be that way. A lot of hostility. Like you can have that point of view, but maybe calm down the negativity from it. And it would definitely have an easier way of seeing the other perspectives. But it's very difficult to see that right now. So let's see. I wouldn't reject your negative aspect as the warrant from your negative aspect. It is up to you to act on it, of course. Like act in a negative way. Hopefully that makes some kind of sense. Of course, I'm not channeling a being here. I'm just channeling what's here. But basically, just go with the flow. It's good to explore all aspects of yourself, though. Definitely for healing, also. But what motivates us to change for the better? Basically, just find peace. Find peace, basically. I mean, if you have another point of view, that's good, but some usually anger with that point of view, as you see in the political arenas and even entertainment and whatever it might be. So, question from Maddie: is there a reason why I can't sleep too well? I keep waking up and falling back asleep. Are there any messages from that? Yeah, your astral travel. It does seem like you are connecting to a negative aspect of yourself right now in the astral travel. Not just you. It seems that a lot has to do with your family. Your family is going through some kind of issue that you're connecting to. I believe this will be. I feel it's family related. So just basically before you go to sleep, you always just put the intentions of surround yourself with the light. Put the intentions that you'll have a calm sleep, that you will resolve whatever it is that needs to be resolved in astral. There seems to be some kind of ordeal that's going on that hasn't been resolved. I'm not sure what it is. It's family related, it seems. Question 2: do you have any? Can you ask Rondo, my spirit guide, when will I be able to astral project because I want to fly around and do a? Well, you can't. Well, you just don't remember it. I mean, you're going to astral all the time. You're in astral right now. Yeah, this is going to take some time, basically. It's basically like visualizing your spiritual self. Visualizing your spiritual self and then feeling yourself go out and do all kinds of things. You might not always remember everything. You can do it in meditation, but just be patient with yourself. He says a lot of horses around you usually. You can visualize horses like in a meditation, start in a field where there's a lot of horses, and this is up to you. This is what he's saying, and then just fly. Basically, you can take a horse with it if you want, a flying horse, or get on a flying horse. They have horses with wings. That's another whatever it works for you, basically. But you're just not. Basically, it's just visualizing your astral self. It takes some time to get used to that. Just do meditation healing is good. It's going to take some time for you to connect to your well, just practice, basically. Practice. You'll get it eventually. If it's really important to you, you will get it. Question from Carol. Are there any messages for me? Let's see here. Let's see. See, I think Archangel Gabriel, whatever. He has his wings around you at this time for healing, understanding your, for you to understand your family. Also, I believe you have grandchildren around you. Also, it's basically around your grandchildren. You're bringing a lot of assistance to them at this time. You're clearing a lot of their negativity and just you're like coaching them through their timeline. So I believe you have a grandchild, from what I'm saying, or children, but I see mostly grandchild. You just you'll be there throughout their whole, even if you're physically there or not physically either there, you're going to be with them throughout their timeline. What I'm saying, I believe you have grandchildren. I think so. Anyway, question 2: what are my connections? Galactic or human to my son James. A lot of it's canine, a lot of it is Palladian, actually Arcturian, actually. He's very much the Arcturian, and I believe you visit him as a Palladian a lot of times. I see him mostly in his mind, and so I believe mostly you're connecting to him. I believe it's most of the time he's an Arcturian, building things with his mind, making complex puzzles and things of that sort so he can solve, or for others to solve. He's a lot in the mind. At least that's what I'm saying. So, but even Astral, you connect to him like that. Also, he's always doing something. So you're calming. You're bringing assistance. Sometimes he gets too caught up in the mind, it seems. So, like the virtual reality stuff, I'm not sure if he's into any of that, but I see him. But he's not into virtual reality. He's more in here. At least that's what I'm saying. Question from Stephen Davies. I was meditating in bed. I was sent a message. I could not read it. A part of the message read, rare. What was the message? Let me read this again. I was meditating in bed. I was sent a message I could not read. It was part of a message. Read. Anyway, okay. Anyway, let's see. Well, at this time, I'm seeing a lot of Palladian assistance at this time, even Yael. I see you building bridges for the Yael to connect to humans through a Palladian aspect of yourself. A lot of Yael are having difficulties connecting to humans. And as a Palladian, you're like an ancient one. And you're bringing assistance with that. As for human, the Yael connecting more with the human, and the human connecting to the Yael. You can say you're coaching to some of them to a certain degree, but they're also assisting you with your Palladian troubles too. So it is a lot of assistance here and there back in, between the both races. I believe they have DNA that is sacred that you connect to, at least in your Palladian aspect, for what I'm saying. So you are connected to a lot of star children. That's all they're saying. That's for what a star children is. They're called star people, basically. They're incarnating here. That's all they're saying. I think through the Pleiades. I believe all species have a star child, but Pleiades definitely do. Basically, just star children that are more awakened, obviously. And very fragile, also. Question 2, any messages? You are connected to a silver Palladian energy. As for you're mostly invisible. Well, he's here as a silver Palladian. You have an aspect here that doesn't want to be seen for many reasons. Mostly gathering data. Let's see. I believe that from what I'm feeling, like a Palladian base, so a silver Palladian base is being not is going to be placed here eventually, but usually they keep a distance from here. At least I see your presence with that very strong. I also see the gray as assisting also. It's basically working up to the first contact energies. Eventually. It's going to be some time for that. Basically bringing more silver Palladian energies into the environment. I'm not sure how connected. You're probably not that aware of the silver Palladians, but they are very, they have their a certain uniqueness as everybody does. Let's see, question from Tara. I'm working on some idea to start my own creative business venture. Any advice? Yeah, just go slow with it. Take your time. Just be careful of the financial situation. Don't spend too much on things you don't need. But yeah, you're going in the right direction. Just watch the financial side. Sometimes you get overexcited and you got stuff you don't need, basically. So I imagine you're kind of very connected to that. And also expectations, they're not saying just things are, give things time to come to life, basically. Question 2, any messages for me at this time? Yes, you're on the right direction. You are assisted by many angels. Your spirit guides also seem like your spirit guides have moved around a little bit as you got more assistance. I'm seeing a black canary. I have no idea why I'm seeing that. Apparently, I have a connection to the black canary. I believe it's like more like a spiritual watcher and an assistance, bringing assistance to you, but not going into full details. Let's see. You're also connected to the rainbow people. I know that sounds funny, but they are very creative beings here. They're not seen usually. They are humanoid. They live in Agartha. They just bring light where there is darkness. They're very creative. They can also just create objects in their hands. Usually it's like you could say like a little, like a little unicorn or something like that, a statue and stuff like that. So they're very creative and you're very connected to that energy. I know a lot of people aren't going to really connect with, well, maybe. They're very positive, of course. Okay. Freddie Collet. When I look at my kills, I can't pronounce this. I can't. Anyway, your crystal this morning, so it's Celatine. I cannot pronounce anything right now. Anyway, crystal this morning after waking up, it showed me a Google Map view of a house and the name of a city. What was the full message for that? What was the place? What was the place? I don't remember the name.
Here are the top search results, starting with one from Wikipedia.
Sorry. I'm stupid. I don't know how to turn you off either. Shut it off. Let's see. As for, let's see, with this crystal, it showed you a Google Map view of a house and the name of a city. What was the full message of that, and where was the place? They're not telling me the name. They're not telling me anything. Let's see, because that's personal. They say it's not that important for not really remembering the place. It is a sacred place. It's not something they want to go. You will remember eventually. If not, they have reasons behind it. It's not really meant to be remembered, but this place seems to be another aspect of you is at this place at this time. It seems to be a lot of you is there. Let's put it that way. I believe another aspect of you. They're not saying in this dimension though. I don't believe it's in this dimension. But it seems to be a part of you is there right now. You can say it's an alien being or an angelic energy. I'm not getting 100% either one, but this is a very personal connection with this. And it wasn't meant to be fully remembered. So, but as for the message of it, Let's see. You might start seeing this again, possibly. I believe yeah, it does seem like some of this might reconnect to you, but for right now, just go with the flow. Sorry. That's all. Marian Arenas, any messages for me? Let's see here. Archangel Michael right now is assisting you in your direction you're opening. Not to be afraid of your abilities. Yeah, you have the healing abilities of her. You're also seems to be right now you're assisting Yeshua at this time and other realities. And the Yeshua energy should come through you more stronger. You can always call on him if you wish to do so. You most likely will hear messages from basically that you are the two of you are one right now. As for because you're angelic work at this time. In spirit, you are connected very strong, but also you are assisting souls to cross over to the other side. And you can connect to this when the time is right for you, but you're bringing much assistance to humanity. You're assisting a lot of elderly right now, especially, I believe, in your Texas area and other places, of course. You just have a way of talking to souls, help them see more clearly of where they're going. Some do get lost. Second question, any messages from the Pleiadian soul family? Would you like to get a Pleiadian? And I would like to get a Pleiadian infusion, of course. Yes, I believe that's already in process at this time. Let's see here. Right now, with your family, with the Pleiadians, it is assisting much of the Arcturians to connect to souls here on this plane, but also the angelic, the angels. Much of the Pleiadians are assisting angels to connect to humans here. As many humans feel very connected to aliens, as you see, but also that's another way to help them find their angelic side. So that is where a lot of your work is going right now. It's just helping people connect more to the angelic side because it does help them on their journeys. It opens them up to more of their, a lot of people are connected to aliens, but they're not connected to angels. It's good to connect to everything. So it seems like with your Pleiadian connection, it does seem like that is where you're bringing much assistance. Because with the angels, it helps with healing. And a lot of people are connected to aliens have a lot of issues, of course. Who doesn't? And it helps with a lot of clearing too. Yeah, they're showing like a halo energy ring. Is this? Yeah, you find a soul to assist and put a halo around them to bring others to bring assistance with also. And sometimes that person that you're assisting, their timeline changes. Not for the worse. Well, I don't think so. It's just sometimes they go through a car crash. That's only because it's time to change things. Not to say they got hurt, but some do go through certain events. You change your ways. It's time. And they welcome it also. It's not like you're just forcing anything on. Imagine all that resonates to a certain degree. Okay. Oh my God, it's Moses. My wife can see a complete detailed neighborhood when she wants. Okay. Well, she's never been there. Does she have a strong fantasy, or is she really? Yeah, that's an astral travel. Yeah, she's I think it's part of her remote viewing. Yeah, she's a remote viewer. Interesting. Let it flow. Yeah, that's remote viewer energy. That's fascinating. Let it flow. That is great. That is really great. I see a lot of Arcturian energy around her too. So they're protecting her, but yeah, I would just let it flow. It's she's going to start to see other places too. Some of it might freak her out a little bit. Only at first though. Not to say there's anything to worry about, but that's cool. Oh my God, it's Moses. Any messages from my higher self? Yes, you are assisting your wife at this time to remove any fear, helping her get grounded. Of course, this is helping you too. You're helping each other. Also, your higher self, so you're connected to a lot of giants. Imagine a lot of that resonates with you. You had lifetimes of, you feel like a giant sometimes. Yeah, you had a lot of lifetimes as a giant. So this should help you, get a little more clarity here. Yeah, this world seems quite small, doesn't it? Um, but definitely your wife, your assisting, and basically just removing fears and just going on this journey. And more is to come for sure. You might see portals, you might see reptilians, possibly she might, but not in a negative way. So, all right. Question from Gregory. Question one: why do the numbers 444 come up so often in my life? It's a message from the angels. Also, actually, seems more from your spirit guides that you're on the right track. 444 is just you're on. You can also look those up online. But for you, I believe it's just telling you that you're on track, you're protected, and you're always looking for a sign. You're not always consciously asking for it, but you are. It's like, am I going in the right direction? 444. Am I doing this? 444. So all this is happening for a reason. Question two: does anyone have a message for me? Let's see. Message from the Arcturians. Wait. Message from the Orions and the Arcturians, but mostly the Orions. That you've led lifetimes in the Orion wars that you're not fully remembering. Also, the Syrians, you have had wars with them. Not to put this all about war, but you have been to worlds and situations that are a lot more complicated than this one. This one's actually more simplistic, more than you might realize, as the other realities have been quite complex, because you never know who's coming or going, basically. But the idea is you're going through a healing phase here. You're connected to a lot of your galactic ancestors here. Because a lot of them came here as refugees and stayed here for a long time, even if it is difficult here, even if it is backwards. And a lot of the backwardsness here on this world is to some like it going the wrong way. Some to them makes a lot of sense. You see our police, our political system, they like going backwards. It's just that it's a part of. I think nothing is really intended to make fully sense to some beings that are here, but some are preferring that the idea to experience being human, but also to close out this whole alien connection. A lot of them want to call it they want to forget this whole alien stuff. A lot of them here do. A lot of beings are here to just have had enough of being part of the galactic universe. It's way too complicated. It can be for some, and some have been tested to their extreme. And it's like this world is a walk in the park compared to other alien lifetimes, and you know that to a certain degree, and you're here to awaken them to not to. You're part of the awakening process here. You might, in your own way. Doesn't mean you have to go on YouTube or whatever, but you're a part. But also, you're bringing a subtleness that is where they're not so, spooked out. So a lot of souls that come here, you'd be surprised, are just troubled by their higher dimensional lifetimes. It can get intense out there. And you see when you hear about reptilians and stuff like that, it can get quite intense. So being here and shutting all that off. I know it's weird for them to be here. It was like, why would you come to a world like this? Well, they have their reasons for it. They come here because this world is backwards. It's going the wrong way. And they're okay with that. This is a message for everybody. It's like they want to go the wrong way. Because if it goes the other way, you'll have your aliens. It's like we have all that again. A lot of them don't want it. So anyway, you're bringing more of a positive aspect here. As you can pick up on that. And Angelic and everything else. So Kenny and Dance, any messages for me? One moment. Yes, message from the angels. They show you writing your name in the air. Let's see. And it's. One moment. Yeah, I believe you're on your last incarnation here. The last incarnation cycle, I should say. Right now, though, you are building a lot of closure here. You might not fully see it, but you are building closure. As humanity is still in its infancy, based on this world, but you're not part of that mentality, as you are aware. And let's see. They see a lot of, they show a lot of angelic energies around you that you awaken more to your angelic side of you. Here, it seems. You might feel more angels around you. You might feel like a room full of angels. Well, that might be overwhelming, but open up to your angelic side. It would definitely help. Question 2, any additional messages? Yeah, there's an angel, a female angel by the name of Roxanne that you're connected to. You can always meditate with Roxanne. She might show up. She should show up. It's like a spirit guide energy around you. And this angelic energy around you, you might connect to angelic worlds. It's hard to say. I might get a full indication of that. But also more confidence of your fourth dimensional self. I do see a lot of, they are showing like an angelic belt you're putting on, basically, that you are agreeing to it. I believe you already agreed to it. Just to bring more positivity to your environment. To connect to anyone for relationship or for friendship, wherever it might be, just to, so you can connect more to your magic, but a lot of it is angelic. Let's see here. Question from Kim44. Any messages? Let's see here. The angels are saying pink is good right now. Color pink. You don't necessarily have to wear pink, but the color pink is good. You can always, when you need a healing, use the color pink is good for just to open up your chakras. Basically, you can in your meditations or somewhere around you, just pink is good to re-energize your vibration. Basically, I know it sounds strange, but anyway. Any interesting lifetimes I can know about? Let's see here. I believe, well, from what it seems like, Alexander the Great. During his time, I believe more as children. You knew each other, but was not for a long time, but I believe you knew him during his adolescence at least. I don't believe you went on his campaigns, but I believe you knew him quite. They were almost like a sister to him. Of course, he had a lot of sexual identity situations, from what I'm seeing, but I believe you had a strong connection to him. I see teenager years mostly. So, yeah, childhood, mostly teenager years. What I'm saying. So, that's all I got from that. All right, thank you for your question. Okay. Oh yeah, I didn't set this one up very good. Okay. Question from Amy. Are there any messages for me? Let's see here. Message from Yeshua. You can use his energies to clear your space. He's like a brother to you in other incarnations. And also, to feel more comfortable with his vibration around you will help. What? Just calling him anytime, or Jesus, and whatever you want to call him. is definitely good for you right now. Find direction. Just just when you need assistance, call them. It does seem like now is a good time for it. You might not see full result either way. These are to like lift a lot of clutter from the mind. Question two: are my parents very young souls, or are they just playing that part? No, they're young souls because they seem much more spiritually advanced than them. Oh yeah, by far. They're still kids in a playground. Yeah, yeah. You've come from several universes before this one. Them, I think they're still kittens in the playpen, basically. So yeah, let them do it. They do it. Let them do what they got to do, basically. But yeah, this. I believe they came from. Hmm, yeah, this is. Hmm, wait, oh, a moment. Well, this part of the galaxy is their home. So they're still. They have not fully, from what it seems, got out very much. Like, and the two of them have always been together. I mean, lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. So, but no, they're very young souls for sure. And they're having a blast. Also, it seems. As for connecting to all this, good luck with that. Not ready for that. So a lot of the older souls are not here anymore. If they're here, they're taking on a lot of stuff. Is because somebody has to do it. Just because they can handle it too. Well, sort of. Question from Tay: is there any information on the recent rainbow that is the largest and most vivid that I have seen? Well, they were there to see it for healing, but also connect you to Agartha. Remember your Agarthian lifetimes as your Agartha energies. Also, it's also a doorway into the spirit world also, as that is a. You can say a rainbow is also an astral projection. So it's a window into the other dimensions. And not many are connected to that, of course. I'm not ready to see it, but you can also visualize yourself at the end of the rainbow or inside the rainbow if you wish. So the rainbow is good to use for astral projection for sure. So basically, it's just to brighten people's day. That was basically the reason for it. Yeah, when it's that large, it's very connected to Agartha for sure. Question two: is there a message for my higher self? This is up to you to connect to those that you are brought assistance to. It's like a self-reflection. If you wish to go in that direction, feel like who lives you've touched. It's up to you if you want to look at life that way, but you have touched many, and also going forward, you're going to touch many more. They just say to go to your highest excitement, whatever what it is that you're curious about. It's good to visit, because it does seem a big part is needs. It says like you have a book in front of you with many blank pages that you can fill. So, and this, will help others, whatever it is. It can be a book, it can be whatever it might be, but just realize that how you bring assistance to others, your effect on others. All right, blessings. Let's see. Question about the Houston floods is beyond. Yeah, what's happening in Houston beyond horrible. Note that if the prime career had told me about the bad hurricane, it would have changed our situation now. But why? Please, what is the point of asking prime career for advice if he won't share any encouragement or information? He's not. It's there. You have to experience these things. You can't interfere with people's timelines. Apparently, that was already in your timeline to experience that. He can't just tell you. If it was in your timeline to get out of there, he would have said that, but it wasn't. So it's like there's not much, you can't interfere, so you can't interfere with your, if he was interfering, nobody would be on this world. We're all here for a reason. So you can't interfere with somebody's test. You just can't do it. So, you can be mad at him all you want. A lot of people are mad at him. So question 2, why should I ever consider asking private prayer for advice or situation or matter? How small or large, like Hurricane Harvey, if you want answer? Is he listening? Yes, he's listening, of course. Am I being, no, you're not being punished for anything. It's just, you're going through soul growth right now. And the more anger towards you have against him, which you can if you want, but that is not, I don't think it'll solve anything, but if you need to do it, go for, you got to, you have a soul purpose there right now. And of course, he's sending you healing, of course, but it's just, that was part of your soul contract to be there and not to get a message from him. So he can't take you out of your lesson. You just can't do it. So, but he can bring assistance when he's allowed to, but yeah, he can't interfere. Just like all of us. So, just the way it is. Blessings. No, but you're not being punished for anything, though. You're just going through soul growth, basically. It's on how you want to look at things. So, question from Jim F. Past few days, it seems like that I have stalled. My thoughts and focus are off. That's not your question, though. Question 1, what is the reason for this, or am I being messed with? It does seem like you're taking, let's see. Oh. It does seem like you're going through a clearing right now. And so the clearing, I believe, is coming to an end. Basically, your focus will start to come back. I believe, 1 second. I just got a message. January, things will get better. No, I think it's going to get better a lot sooner than that. It does seem like by the end of the week, you're doing a lot of clearing. And doing a lot of clearing, it's hard to be focused when you're doing that. It does seem like you're clearing past, it's not just for you, it's for somebody else. So whoever you are assisting right now might be a friend or a girlfriend or somebody. Might be a girlfriend, might be. You're picking up a lot of stuff from them. And when you pick up their stuff, it causes you not to think right. Understand this is an astral situation. Happens to all of us. But just the way it goes. I'm not going to, this is for you to connect with as for who it might be. It does seem like you might be able to pinpoint this possibly. I believe you'll have a pretty good idea. I'm not here to connect to that. It's none of my business. Question 2, any messages from me? Any messages from me from Yeshua or archangels or anyone? Yeah, you're also connecting more to your God power. It does seem like you're going through training right now. It has become more of a spiritual awareness of your abilities. Basically, you're just going to become stronger. Give it time. I believe actually after you hear this, you start to feel that you're just going through a change. Yes, you're doing clearing, but you're also going through a change. So we're all going to have our off days. Some days you feel like everything's going the way, spiritually you're going. Other days maybe not. Or most days are not going well, and some days are going okay, which I can probably vote on that one. So, just you're going through a spiritual change. I do see your strength increasing. As for what that is for you to, I think more confidence is coming through. Just of, could be astral, whatever it is that you do with your spiritual, abilities, it seems like you'll have just a stronger connection. Question from Donna Riggs. My mom had a dream about my dad and dreamed they were doing something. with counting change. This morning, my mom found 3/4 in the pocket of her bathtub. Oh, that's the pocket of her bathtub. That was what was the? That is really neat. Oh, let's see here. Yeah, apparently he made a visit there. As for like time is coming, our time is coming. But as for what that means, you know, I just think their connection is going to increase. So, yeah, more of that will probably follow in different ways. Her connection to him is going to really increase greatly. Yeah, it's just she seems to be open to these things. At least now she is, and not to say she's going to find change everywhere, but she's well protected, and there's a lot of hidden messages in all this. So, but their connection is definitely. Well, now you know what she's doing in Astral. She's connecting to him all the time. So most likely this will increase. Question 2: any messages for me from my archangels? Yeah, you're clearing your space around you. That way you don't have any negative energies interfere. You might not be fully aware of this, but you are clearing your energy field so you can allow more positive. You want yourself to soul. You want your soul growth to go in the positive direction that you want it to go in. I believe you will achieve it. Whatever it is spiritually you wish to achieve, I believe you will find it. But you are. They show you clearing your space as you're getting a lot of positive karma also. I believe you are experiencing some of that, and I believe it will increase. You just, you know, you always found a way in other lifetimes of bringing in positive karma also. As I believe you would just continue to do so. It's just never really wish any harm on anyone ever. So that's brought a lot of good fortune to you. A lot of people explore their darker sides, and you probably have in other realities, but either way, you've gotten past all of that. And I believe just each lifetime will get stronger and stronger with your spiritual beliefs also. Not to say it will get stronger in this life, definitely. But also each following incarnation will get stronger and stronger also. You have a spirit. Yeah, we all have we all have the spiritual stairwell. And some of us start at the bottom and down, 0. And then we go querying. We have each lifetime to discover that side of ourselves. Basically, reconnect to us, the spirit. It's everyone's different, of course, in going about that. Some don't want anything to do with it, some do. But I believe you're opening up your abilities to be stronger in this life and others. But yeah, they're not going into super detail on that. But anyway. Question from Jess: I felt Archangel Michael leaving the edge of my bed a few months ago. That's neat. Thought it was an earthquake for a minute. What message do you have for me? One more. Can you tell me about our connection? Yeah, he's like you can say he's like a spiritual boyfriend to some degree around you. He has been removing a lot of negative reptilians from you recently. That might be why you felt the earthquake. He is removing. You do have a lot of reptilian Romeos coming to you also. So, it's been kind of rough. So, I believe more Michael is more like a brotherly energy now. I call it like a spiritual. At one time, it was probably more affectionate, but now I think it's more like a brotherly connection. So yeah, you've had a lot of stuff around you that's not very pleasant. So he's been busy around you for sure. But even asking him to do you a couple of favors, you're gonna give him favors, but in other incarnation, just to watch over him when he's going through stuff like that. He's learning a lot from you too. Understand when you go through a negative experience, sometimes he'll have a lifetime to experience that same thing, to see what it's like. Be surprised. They have a checklist of things they need to learn. Question 2, what are some of my aspects doing at this time? And do they have any messages for me? Yeah, there's one that is like a beauty queen right now. I know it sounds funny. And the Pleiades, and as a Pleiadian, similar to what we have here to a certain degree. Similar, sort of, without the Donald Trump stalker. Um, and one as a, I'm going to connect more to the Pleiadian stuff. As a teacher, but I see of more a Palladian lifetime as a teacher, but I'm seeing a lot of amphibians in your that you're teaching in your environment. I believe they're like amphibian Pleiadians. I get a full detail of what they are, but it's funny though. I'm just seeing a lot of frog beings around you, and you might have some frog too, but definitely. Well, let's put it this way: a lot of aliens have issues with racism too, like with different beings, and this is showing that they are clearing their past as for fully accepting it more. The differences. I know that sounds funny. Let's see if Freddie call it. I took my crystal this morning. Did I already read this? I already read that. I still can't pronounce that. So it's Celestine, Celestin. E. I cannot pronounce that for anything. Dyslexic. Or just I don't know how to pronounce anything. Question from Cemetery. Any messages? Yeah, you had a lot of reptilians around you recently. I feel like you guys are playing poker or something like that. You are connected to a lot of Arcturians also. For you go, it seems like an Astral. You go to Arcturians just to mellow out. To I think you go there as a gray though, to just hang out with somebody that makes sense because you're on this world. It's like you're scratching your head why have an incarnation on Earth. But they're also telling you why you're here, and you're still kind of disgruntled about it. So I believe in Astral, you're enjoying your time. You're going to eventually. I believe your lifetime here you will find more peace here. It's going to take some time. We're all in. You'll find it eventually. Question 2: any females in my future? Yeah. Did you just say? Part of you is kind of closed off, but part of you is open. I don't know. Just communicate. Join a club, join a book club or something. You'd be surprised. Join some kind of social environment. Something that you're interested in. Could be a video game thing, whatever. The more you need to join something. That for the better. But don't look for a relationship. Don't look. Well, you can, but it's better not to look for it. But if you want to, but you need to go somewhere that's social. I'm not sure what your environment is, but anyway. Let's see. Henry, any messages from my higher self and my galactic families? You are releasing a lot of negative reptilians around you. You're also creating more of a positive reality for yourself. You're also bringing more sanity to yourself, as you might not always see it. We are also, they're showing garden as a garden. They're showing flowers. They're showing, it's just showing more of a greenery around you. Doesn't mean you have to go out and plant a garden. They say just bringing out a better environment around yourself. Imagine you're feeling a great deal of this. And this, you can always meditate on a garden, like the roses and sunflowers, things of that sort also. Or get a flower for where you live also, or a plant to help you with your energy also. It's up to you, whatever you show. Let's see. I'm just checking. Any messages from my great friend Prime Career? Does he know when I will finally make physical contact with an off-world race and be able to keep the memory from this event? Yeah, it says sometime in September. Also, yes, you're connecting more to the prime creator energies as you are becoming more understanding of the prime creator energies as you are aware. Because the last thing you want to do is bring hate or any type of low vibration to anybody. As you also want to let you know you are actually a pretty advanced soul here, you're just remembering it. But as for your alien connections, yes. As for who, you will know whoever it is that you want. It says sometime in September. This you're preparing for as you're aware. All right. Question from Miguel. Got stung by a bee last week. Do you have any messages about that? Bee Collective says hello. Be aware of good things to come. This is just to get you to notice the little things in life, but also you're changing a timeline. Yeah, and that bee sting was a change of timeline. A subtle one. You won't see a huge bunch of differences, but there is a difference going on. You should feel as if, as I'm seeing it, they just turned lanes ever so slightly. It's like, here's the timeline that you're on. Now you kind of moved off a little bit, but you're still much like all the exteriors, all that is on this other timeline, but things have changed. And it will get wider and wider as for what that change is. I believe it's job change. I believe it has to do with the job situation. And you might see yourself as a humanoid bee. People that get stung by bees, they get stung by bees for a reason. And this is, they're just letting you know that you're one of them, basically. And there's no negative energy there. Just letting you know things are going to change. Should be for the better. Question 2: are there any messages from the angels? What's going on in Houston? A lot of your energies are there right now, and you're helping people see themselves. You know, like to bring the good out of themselves. A lot of them aren't doing that. They just have anger and hate and social anxieties. With all that, just assisting people to see more of themselves. Most are going to come out of that very changed for the better. Some might have some bitterness. A lot of them are going to see the world as very different also, especially as the news, like they'll have somebody walk around as in the news getting interviews, and these people have nothing. And you're going on and doing interviews. Why aren't you helping people? It's like, this is how backwards the world. So these people that have been through all this ordeal, they're seeing the world differently. And they asked for it. They're not realizing, of course. And it is going to make them, majority of them, into better people. Some might be a little bit more bitter. I believe people will become better than they've ever been before. In a positive way. Some will see the negative, but a lot of them are going to actually come out a lot better. You'd be surprised. A lot of the homes that are destroyed is because that there's things that needed to go. I know it's hard for people to connect with that, but because what matters is the person, the family, and we're not always connecting with those things. We think we are, but we're not. Objects rule us. So it's another way of getting rid of materialism, that's for sure. Just to realize what's important. But yeah, your energies are very strong there. I imagine, and you're getting a lot of positive karma from it also. And not just you're there, of course, others, but your angelic energies is very much there. You might get messages about what's going on in Houston also, just of people changing for the better. I feel a lot of that. But just a better people is coming out. I know it looks terrible out there, but the better part of people is coming through very strongly. It's very strong right now. That's great. Debbie M. What was the hurricane in Texas? What was the hurricane man-made in Texas? In some ways, let's see. Yes and no. I'm getting mostly. I mean, technically because of what we're putting in the air, from cars and all that, that's had something to do with it. But a lot of it, I believe, was consciously created. I don't think the dark elite has something to do with it. I mean, there probably is somewhere there, but from what I'm being conscious. It was a conscious hurricane that needed to be made. It was made by consciousness, and not to attack, but to awaken. I know it sounds hard, but I do see a lot. It just the souls are awakening in their own way. Not to say they're going to connect to aliens or just awaken to what's important. Basically, they might not see their spiritual sides, but it is there. But either way, a lot of people are connecting more to their angels right now. That's for sure. Their guides, they're not always trusting that, but they're connecting to their angels and praying like crazy, which is great. Which is good though. It's good they are exercising their ability of for healing for sure. Question 2: any messages for me? Let's see. Yeah, yours is a little bit complicated. One moment. Well, what from your guide, it's like you've had a lot of times where you had to be in rough situations like that, like not to say cause problems, but to be involved with situations that are very, such as the natural disasters type of situations. You had a lot of times as a guide, and you've learned a lot from those incarnations to not to get involved, of course, but to let the person learn from the situations. And you will connect to this eventually. Because you've had many lifetimes. Every guy has been through a situation that's very hard, and they say a lot of this will basically. It's like they say a lot within you also is when to get help and when to let the person help themselves. It's like, it sounds a little bit harsh to some degree, but a lot of it is, how does the soul expand if it's always being helped all the time? Not to say like what's going on in Texas, of course, that is where much assistance is being made. But in the spirit world, they have to let these things happen because it's a test. And it's hard. It is very hard because do you want anything negative to happen to anybody? No, of course not. But a test is so, you've had many incarnations as that. I imagine it feels very strong. And it's hard, but I believe you've grown from that greatly. I imagine a lot of I imagine you feel a lot of that. And it is difficult, especially when you're starting off as a spirit guide, where you already know the rules, and it's still very hard. Even for angels, it's hard. And it's just, they're just saying with you, you know when to, how to look at these situations from different angles. Part of right now, you might not fully see it right now, but I believe some of that doesn't make some sense. It'll appear when it needs to. But they say that's a big part of what's going on because a lot of people are very angry right now, of course, at God or whatever it might be. Am I getting punished? That's not true. It's like, am I being punished? No, you're warning. You're just it's just there's lessons to be there to be learned, and it'll make everybody a better person. But of course, going through the ordeal is a whole other situation. Question from Peter: is there anything I need to be aware of in my lifetime? Let's see. We are letting go of a lot of negativity, but they can't really tell you what is coming. Basically, they say your spiritual belief system, your strength will increase. As for to see your timeline is more clear. I believe what your manifestation will increase. I believe so. I can't tell you if you're going to, if if you're going to run into a hurricane or not, because that kind of takes out the whole point of being here. Some souls, they need to know that for you. Basically, they're saying you will become, if you, I believe you are right now, kind of more knowledge. You give it time, become more confident of your timeline. If not now, you will eventually, of what's to come, basically. That you are on the right track, basically. That's all I can say. Question: I've been feeling that I am being stretched out, and I'd like to ask for an implant to help me with my life's purpose and opening myself up to see beings. Well, that would be an infusion. I believe Arcturian infusion, Palladian infusion, and Assyrian infusion would actually bring Elohim infusion. And they say also can meditate with the Elohim if you wish to open yourself up. Also, just give yourself time. But also remember, your intuition, I see your intuition actually stronger than you believe it is. So just trust your intuition. And just, because I can see you, the confidence isn't there because you're not aware. But as for your timeline, just give yourself time. But I believe you will become more confident of where your life is going. Not to say you're going to see everything. You're not even supposed to see the big picture items. You're not supposed to see that because that's. But sometimes you might feel it. Of things that come, new job, new direction, but definitely just confidence of who you are, where you're going will definitely. I believe that will start to show itself to you. Okay, yeah, we're still rolling here. Yeah, it's this is a long one. Let's see, 1 to 11. My husband Mike had a dream. He was in a room, and a guy was there with him that he did not know. But a younger woman showed up, and he was told it was a parent. I don't know what that word is. Parental. His grandmother. Then his mother showed up as she was young. Did they have any messages for him? I gotta reread this. The younger woman showed up, and he was told. Basically, his life goes on. She is in a happier place right now, and he will fully understand that. Most likely, he's astral projecting with her right now. He's an astral with her quite a bit, and this is just to help open up his mind mostly of what is going on. Basically, become more confident of even his own abilities. I see a lot of reptilian with him, but in a good way. Basically, become more aware of his DNA. I think she's just helping him unwrap his human way of looking at things. So he might, if he's open to anything, like okay, just what do I need to know? Just open yourself up before you go to sleep. Just put this in ideas like okay, just show me what I can handle at least. And she might, who knows? He might see himself on a spaceship or somewhere, or a guardian Eden or somewhere. But she is definitely helping him in his opening up from what it seems. Question 2: my husband, Mike's stepmother is in ICU, and they do not know exactly what is wrong with her lungs. You see her recovering. Yeah, but she's not going to be the same. Yeah, but yes, she's just not going to be the same after that. So I think she's going to be a lot weaker from what it seems. So, all right. Okay, Freddie, I guess you have another question here. It's the same question that was already posted. I still can't pronounce that word. No, I guess we're wrapping up. NGS, is Hurricane Harvey part of a cleansing purification process to prepare us for the next stage of ascension? Yes. Yep. It's one step. Yep, you are correct. It's not there to hurt anybody. I mean, I know it's not exactly doing anybody any favors right now, but yeah, it's not. I'm not feeling it's like the Illuminati is here to wipe out Houston. There's a lot of low energies in Houston, and it's time for a cleaning. So, not to say people there are bad, not at all. It's just, it's time to focus on what's important. And a lot of it's materialism there. And, just like the rest of the country, People Magazine and celebrities. And, it's not to say it's the main focus, but it is a big focus. It's like, let's look at all this stuff to avoid me, yourself. People aren't aware how to connect to themselves. So, of course, it's a slow process, of course. So, question 2: will there be a supernatural event in the next 2 years? Well, also doing with that Hurricane Gaia is going through a clearing, obviously. To add to that, she's clearing out her consciousness. It's just a combination of so many different things. Astral, a natural event in the next years. Let's put it this way: go by what you're feeling. I'm not feeling any end of the world, obviously not, but they're not saying anything. Go by what you're feeling. What are you feeling on this? I believe what you're connecting to is correct. Understand things change, but I believe you're on to something. And not to say it's 100% it will happen, but to connect. I believe you're connecting to something there. At least that's what I'm getting. One moment. Yeah, they're not giving me anything. Possibly Russia, possibly. Well, like an earth change there, possibly. So, anyway. Vasco. I know. Oh, sorry, that was all kind of big, but I'm not getting a whole lot on that. Anything with the future is not. There are certain things in the future, like the economy. That's not always 100%, but sometimes I can connect to it. Sometimes I can't. But not to say anything bad's going to happen. But like Earth changes, a lot of that it's quiet because they don't want people knowing about this stuff. A lot of people connect to the wrong things. Some guy a long time ago said there's going to be a huge earthquake across the whole United States. That didn't happen. That was years ago. So, Now, if you are connecting to a natural event, 2 years, if you truly feel it, most likely it's happening in another reality. Not to say it'll happen here, because a lot of people don't want it to happen here. Question from Vasco: any message from any beings around me? Understand the beings around you like to fool around. They seem to be that seems to be helping you a lot too. Fooling around like comedy reasons. Let's see, which is good. Let's see. They do say you're in a reality of flying cars. I believe that's something that's of interest. Of a futuristic reality, you are. I think the Setians. It's called the Setians Tau Ceti. I'm seeing that. You're part of that reality. Flying cars, future, super future. Some things there don't make any sense like here, but anyway, doesn't matter. They do have a lot of technology advances, and it does seem like a place that you actually visit. But it is another aspect of yourself that is alive and well, enjoying it quite a bit. And something about, this is what I'm talking about. Novak is teaching you, and I think it was your friend Chris, what's his name, how to make pancakes. So he's like a cooking class he's teaching, so anyway, or something like that. Yeah, he's not Mark Stewart, he's better. So anyway, it's just a gag. Anyway, that's fine. Question 2: girlfriend wants to know what is she up to in Astral. Yeah, it does seem like she's opening up to a lot of this, which is good. The fear factor seems to be letting go ever so slightly. And Astral, she's actually connected to a lot with the Astral recently. Questions, she's getting her answers. She's becoming more aware of her abilities. Whatever fear there is, seems that he's been assisting her. This whole thing with the pancake make, I think she's there also. With Novak and you, all of you guys are just hanging out. It's pretty funny. With her in Astral, she is going through a spiritual cleanse in Astral. Basically, like growing her wings, aware of her wings, and just becoming more confident of her what her mission is here. I believe also Vasco. She's here to help you, give you messages also. So, yeah, she's opening up. Just give her, take time. There's no rush. I see her open. I see her receiving messages. I see her not being afraid anymore. Just her intuitions of her guides are real excited about this too. It's a tightrope. It's unusual, but there's no harm in it. So I believe I'm bringing a lot of just confidence, of just the real world. Anyway, I believe she's ready for it. Anyway, question from Stacy. Any messages from my higher self? Your higher self says you're letting go of a lot of negativity. You are strengthening yourself greatly as you become more of a galactic leader, they say. And your galactic leader energy is, understand, take time, but I know this sounds like a big role, but it just basically that you're ready to take on your task here, and that your channeling abilities will increase as you walk. I don't know if there's a beach around you, or you told me something about the place with food trucks. A lot of that will also start to come to You'll get messages if it needs to be. You'll just receive a message just out of nowhere. It does seem like this food truck place they mentioned to me is a place you might not at first, but eventually something will start to. They just have it'll be a message for you most likely, just to let you know that you have friends here. It's like I'm definitely feeling it there because apparently that's where your energy is very high. So wherever you go where energy is high, you start to receive more. Imagine that makes sense. So just and it's getting you ready for you to do messages eventually. You're in the preparation stage. I think so. It takes time. You have other things here to do. It's not just about giving you have your mission here is many things, and you're doing. You're on your mission, and it's not necessary to give messages to everybody, but your messages are going to increase. Definitely when the time is needed. So, all right. I believe that's it. Yeah, we kind of had a late start, but anyway. Okay. All right. I was a little bit drained today, but anyway, I think we made it through pretty well. So much love, everyone. Blessings. And the next one is Thursday. It's Saturday and then Monday. So next Thursday, blessings. So just keep on posting your stuff as you normally do. Just continue to do it. After this video, just post your stuff. I sent out emails for people also. I should have said that in the beginning, but anyway. All right, blessings, everyone. Have a great day, and see you guys tomorrow. I'm very tired. Oops.